Hola, hola. Bienvenidos a Esperanza Pense, donde la Esperanza Pense. Welcome to Esperanza Pense, where hope wins. Today we're going to play with Tarot de Maria Celia and the Dumpster Fire Oracle deck. And I'm going to get to it because I realized that I called this session Quick Hits Tarot, and my readings have been a little lengthy lately, huh? So today we're just going to get to it. We're going to pull a Dumpster Fire Oracle card to sort of tune into the energies for today, see what the Oracle deck has to say for us on the 12th of June, 2026, Friday, Venus's Day. Woo-woo! I hope everybody has a really great weekend. Oh, here we go. This is our card. Pot of Gold. Manifesting abundance. Well, how wonderful. Look at that. Pot of Gold, manifesting abundance. Here, let me read this. Looks like your rainbow has paid off with a big fat pot of gold. Abundance is coming. I love this for us. I absolutely love this for us. Money come, as my favorite tarot card reader, Ramblin' Mike's tarot, as he would say, money come, money come. Wonderful. Pot of Gold. If anybody wants to help me manifest abundance, of course you can hit the links below. I do personal sessions with my beautiful decks. I have a lot of decks. Actually, I use these working decks here and there, but I have a lot of beautiful decks for us to choose from, and I also read astrology, so we can look at your transits and see what the weather has to say for you personally. For those of you who haven't been on this channel before, we meet every day, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m., and just sort of tune into the vibes for the day. The vibes for our tribe. Well, look at us manifesting abundance this weekend. Let's pray and play, and then we'll see what the Quick Hits Tarot has to say for today. Alrighty. Aphrodite. I already shuffled this deck and that deck before, so we're just gonna go for it. Near past, present tense, near future. And the reason I flip it around is because the camera is mirroring me, so I gotta read them upside down for you. This is very similar to as if you were a client sitting across from me. This is how we do it. I put the cards so that it's from your perspective, so you can see what the images look like for you. We have Temperance reversed. We have the Hangman. Oh, and we have wow, 3 majors. We are manifesting abundance. Holy moly. If this were a reading at the casino, oh, that would be a pot of gold indeed. Look at that. Temperance reversed. Temperance upright is the card of being chill, having balance, keeping one foot on the ground, one foot in tune with our emotions. But temperance reverse could mean that the balance is striking far to the left or far to the right, or something is disrupting our balance. It could be that Uranus and Gemini energy, doing its square to the nodes. We have Uranus and Ceres are pretty nearby still. I think Ceres is still at 4 degrees right around Gemini, and obviously Uranus is sitting right around 2, squaring off with the nodes. With Temperance reverse, we might be having a situation where there's a disruption with our normal balance, with our normal stasis, right? It could also be an ask to be a little bit more wild. Like I told a friend of mine the other day, I texted him, I'm just like, IDGAF, and I am wilding. I'm 46 and I'm wilding, and Temperance reversed is definitely me right now. I'm not striking a whole lot of balance in my life right now. It's just pretty much balls to the wall, man. Here we go, all in or all out. Temperance is like kind of having that balance, like I can kind of be in this world and kind of be in that world, and I'm still blessed by the heavens, and I'm still doing everything on earth, like everything is sort of in this state of eternal flow. But with Temperance reverse, like It could be an ask for us to get up and go a little bit more, to not be as chill, to be a little bit more forceful. And it's interesting because force, la force, reversed, strength reversed, you know, that can be, especially with the hangman here. The hangman's the only upright card that we got. The hangman is number 12, 12th house. I think is ruled by Piscean vibes. Tell me in the comments what you think. Do you think that the hangman is ruled by Pisces energy? I do, because it's number 12 in the major arcana. It's also the point where Odin has hung himself on Yggdrasil, the tree of knowledge, and he is doing this on purpose to give himself a feel for what it feels like to be human and go through all the levels of human experience, including pain and suffering. And sometimes when you're in a situation where you're in pain and you're suffering, struggling is not going to help. You know, when you fight it, it's almost worse. Sometimes it's better to relax into the flow and understand that this is a moment in time. And after this hanged man situation, the wheel is still going to turn, the clock is still going to tick, and then we will reach the next level of our journey, which is enlightenment, if we make it through this point, if we make it through la pendule. La pendule, as I say it en French, la pendule, the hanged man, the hanged one. This is accepting God's will. This is accepting and relaxing into our fate. So with temperance reversed, and then the hangman in our current situation, and then in the near future, with strength reversed, strength upright is a card of gentle persuasion. It's a card of taming the beast. It's a card of being beautiful, being grounded, being in the eternal flow of all that is. And because you are this way, because you are gentle, because you are loving, then things open up for you. Like the beast, the lion's mouth opens up for you when you are gentle. Here, la force reversed, that means that we might be trying to force something to happen. That means that we might be trying to get things to bend to our will. And you know, with the hanged man here, I'm just wondering if and temperance reversed, coming into the weekend here, I'd like us all to consider, especially if anybody's a Leo, because strength represents Leo energy, the hanged man represents Piscean energy, and temperance represents Sagittarian energy. So if you have any of that in your astrology, then maybe some of these cards could be representative of you as a person. If these are energies that we're all working with as a blend, I would read this as like relaxing into the flow of any imbalances or felt imbalances that we feel are occurring in our lives, and by just allowing the fates to happen, I think we're going to get further than we would if we were trying to get things to happen. Like I said, today is the day, and if you stay tuned for the astrology, we'll talk about it, but today is the day. Today is the day where Uranus squares the nodes exactly, and I think that the change is coming upon us. We just have to relax and hang in there. And I wish and I hope and I pray for all of us that this is the change that we receive. And abundance, a pot of gold, that can just be having fun with your family members, you know, or just being grateful for what we have. And when we're grateful for what we have, then it gives God the message that we're accepting, and that, you know, when you give a gift to somebody, you don't want them to like just set the gift to the other side of the table like, oh, gee, thanks. You know, when someone gives you a gift and you really do appreciate it, then it encourages them to give you a gift again. And I feel like God might be that way with us. Our lives might be that way with us. I know not everybody watching this video uses the word God or believes in those kind of things like I do, but whatever you believe in, gratitude is the attitude, I believe. Relaxing into the flow and having an attitude of gratitude is, I think, what the cards are talking about right now. So please let me know in the comments if anything rings true for you or how the weekend goes. Maybe come back and watch the video later and see if any of these energies are playing out in your life. And we'll talk about the astrology in just a minute. Love you. Have a good one. Bye. Alrighty, well, we already talked about this earlier in the week. We've been talking about it all week, but today's the big day. Uranus is squaring the nodes exact today. And what does that mean? Well, any astrologer worth their salt will tell you that Uranus is unpredictable. The only predictions that I trust astrologers to make about Uranus is that who knows? You know, anybody that tries to act like they know what's going to happen with Uranus, I don't trust that. You know, I trust people who leave some room and some space for God to cook, as the kids say these days. So yeah, that's my recommendation for Uranus square the nodes. And that's what kind of came through in the cards too, right? Remember with that Hanged Man? It's like just allowing and leaving space for God to do God things. And I think when we look back in time, like a few months down the road or a few years down the road, we might look back to this time, to the quality of this time, to the summer of 2026 and say, aha, that's when this shifted inside of me. And then the changes came outside as A, B, and C. Or, whoa, that's when such and such lightning bolt struck blah blah blah, and that shifted and changed such and such, and then the story unfolds. So that's what I have to say about that. I would like to draw our attention to Venus making that square with Chiron. We already did talk about the Venus-Jupiter conjunction being squaring off with Chiron earlier this week. I believe I talked about that in the astrology, but today, again, that is exacting. And with Venus squaring Chiron, Chiron is in the fullest degrees of Aries before going to Venus's house. So Venus is in Cancer, the sign of home and motherhood and patria and being proud of your country, being proud of yourself, being nationalistic, right? And there could be a pain point there over like, where are my resources? How can I reinforce the security around my home? Do I need a little bit more protection around my home? Do I need healing in my home space? Mercury is loosening up with that square with Saturn. So communications and authority figures, elders, it should be a little bit more flow now, a little bit easier to have those conversations. And of course, like I keep saying, everything's pointing up to Neptune. We have Ceres making a trine, beautiful, gorgeous trine with Pluto today. The motherhood aspect and the detoxification aspect and the real power, the feminine power is all being pointed towards the heavens. So stick with that divine feminine power. Remember that strength reversed card and internalize that gentle power that you know you have, because God's got your back. And so do I. I love you. Please hit the links below and we'll talk on a more personal level and just practice our intuition together. All right, see you soon.